and that's another group we would love to have a conversation with. But please let me just say this. There are two countries right now that are very popular when it comes to the AI race. The United States of America and China. There is no reason why more African countries cannot enter into the theoretical frameworks. I understand there is problems with funding for building certain infrastructure, but here's my point. If you know mathematics well, if you have a deep understanding of mathematics, you can begin to lead in the AI race. You can begin to get ahead. So my plea to every school and everyone is this: what is your counting to calculus strategy? Number one, what strategy are you using to ensure that all your students have the frameworks of mathematics they need? And then number two, what is your AI readiness strategy? Those are my two questions for every school on this call or listening. Number one, what is your strategy to ensure that every child can do mathematics at the highest level at your school? And number two, what is your AI readiness strategy for your school? You know why? Because your children that you're training in your schools are going into a world where AI is dominating in many industries. How many of
Good day, everybody. It's another Wednesday. Yes, it is another Wednesday. Startup and innovators, we call it. We have our homeboy here, our regular guy. He's always up to something. If he's not cooking something, he's already made something. That's my homeboy, Amos Tarfa. Amos, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Oh, fantastic. I was just talking to Amos and he told me, this is what I'm doing right now. This is what I'm doing right. I said, come on, let's, you people have to hear this, And Amos needs very little introduction on startup and innovator. He's we can't call him a startup again. He's clearly an innovator. Amos, has wrote tons and tons of books on mathematics and calculus. He's doing a lot with AI in Africa. Now in Houston, Texas, he's trying to lay foundation for so many things. And there are also two new books. So today we're going to talk about those two new books and what he's trying to do in Houston. Since he's no stranger to us, Amos, let's start with your books. Let's go with the first one. What's it all about? Tell us.
So basically what we're doing is we're consolidating primary school mathematics. So the actual text itself and the workbook were generated a while ago. But what we are doing now is that we've gotten traction into the Nigerian market for primary school textbooks, not just primary school textbook, for primary school curriculum, for the counting to calculus. You guys have heard me talk about counting to calculus and the whole picture that might be involved from basic math to advanced math. But imagine now that primary schools are using counting to calculus for elementary school. So this is a elementary school package textbook that will make those children who use that book literally on par with the kids in Singapore, Taiwan, wherever you want to talk about excellence in math education.
That's the counting to calculus for elementary school, right?
Yes, that is for elementary school, correct. So what I'm doing, this package is actually for training teachers all across Africa. And here's the key, brother, here's the key. Nigeria can get ahead of the West in mathematics now. Now, this is the time. And here's why, because the people that win when it comes to mathematics are people that have parental support, a rigorous framework, and discipline and diligence. Are those things that are very common in Africa? Yes. Well, then what are we waiting for? Why aren't we going and winning over Singapore in math education? What are we waiting for? Now, why is it important? Whatever country knows mathematics has the greater odds of winning the AI race. Winning the AI race requires the country with the best mathematics background. Like AI is built on math. I don't know if our viewers know. All of AI has to translate everything you put in your prompt into maths. I don't know if they do. Everything is maths. So the people who know mathematics are going to win the AI race, right? China has a deep pool of math people. Asia has a deep, a lot of people with good math background. So what Amos is saying is this: let's take all the primary schools in Africa, all of them. and let's give them counting to calculus. That's what I'm doing now, is that, yes, I have curriculum for everybody from primary, secondary, university. But what I'm trying to do is I'm calling my attention to primary schools. So if you own a primary school and you are not using counting to calculus, what are you waiting for? That's the key to this new movement.
Oh, wow. 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 Impressive. So are you just sharing the book or you're selling?
Well, I'm right now, I'm actually focusing on training schools on using the materials. I have availability for probably 50 schools. So I'm working with them hand to hand, right? Now, next year, probably give us till about March, April, we'll start distributing these books and scale it out, these materials all across Nigeria. But right now, we started working with schools in Lugbe, Abuja, and Jos. We're already working with schools in Jos, and then we want to add Lagos. My primary school, please, this is a shout out to Air Force Primary School, Victoria Island, Lagos. I have one set for you. Just let's talk soon. But my point is, I want to see every school in Nigeria give their children the best foundation in mathematics. And let me just explain to the viewers what this is trying to do. Imagine you take Understanding Mathematics, which is the textbook that's very popular in Nigeria. Imagine you take Understanding Mathematics from primary 1 to primary 6 and condense it into one book. That's it. Imagine you give it one book. Why do you want to do that? Because some children are ready to go ahead, and children there's some children that need to review the past. Give them one book. Imagine if you are in primary 1 and you know that the book you are using is the same one you are supposed to use over the next 5 years. Does that make sense? It's like it reduces the odds of people missing and getting gaps. Let me tell you one of the things that inspired this project. We gave a class, a set of students, an assessment. And only 6 of them out of maybe 25, only 6 of them got 50% on the assessment. This is from a Nigerian school setup. So when you have schools in Nigeria getting this is not a problem in one school. This is a problem in many schools. Students are scoring 50% on diagnostic assessments. What does that tell you? Our current curriculum is leaving too many gaps. We are here to fix those gaps now, because anybody that has gaps will have problems in their AI journey. Oh,
wow. I'm impressed. But you initially had given in the pilot program, you shared for free, but subsequently
no, the pilot program is not free for everybody. Sorry. I'm just saying I have availability to work with 50 schools.
Oh, yeah.
The pilot program
my question was, are you selling or because you didn't talk about
I'm selling. Yes, I'm selling, and those price points, so here's the price point for the difference between this traditional material and what we are doing is that your students are not just going to get content, because content is available. Everybody can grab content here and there. No, what your school gets is that in the US, people pay about $20 a month to use my online portal of courses and videos. But for Nigeria, I actually set up a standard. I was talking to my wife about this today, and I said, let's keep it simple. It's about $1 a month per student at the school, if that makes sense. So basically, if your students want to use our content and our curriculum, they pay $1 a month, they get the content. That's fine. But then your teachers can receive training for how to teach the material effectively and efficiently. And your teachers also get AI training on top of it as icing on the cake. So I don't just teach them how to teach the content. I give them AI training on how to use Claude, Perplexity, and Manus AI to supercharge your classroom instruction in mathematics.
Every time I talk to you, I always ask you this question before we talk about the second book. Have you been contacted by anybody in government in Nigeria, Ministry of Education, or anything within that?
So we officially submitted a letter. They asked us to. So one of the advisors of the administration, and so that was just today. And they said, "Nice one," from our letter. They wanted to have a conversation. So that's one level. We are asking for. Our goal is to see if we can meet with the Minister of Education. So we want to meet with the Minister of Education. We are meeting with the leadership of the police academy schools, and that's another group we would love to have a conversation with. But please, let me just say this. There are 2 countries right now that are very popular when it comes to the AI race. The United States of America and China. There is no reason why more African countries cannot enter into the theoretical frameworks. I understand there is problems with funding for building certain infrastructure, but here's my point. If you know mathematics well, if you have a deep understanding of mathematics, you can begin to lead in the AI race. You can begin to get ahead. So my plea to every school and everyone is this. what is your counting to calculus strategy? Number one, what strategy are you using to ensure that all your students have the frameworks of mathematics they need? And then number two, what is your AI readiness strategy? Those are my two questions for every school on this call or listening. Number one, what is your strategy to ensure that every child can do mathematics at the highest level at your school? And number two, what is your AI readiness strategy for your school? You know why? Because your children that you're training in your schools are going into a world where AI is dominating in many industries. How many of them understand the backbone of AI? That's my concern, is that most students don't understand the backbone. They don't understand linear algebra. Our current curriculum is obsolete when it comes to AI. So use AI to supercharge and get done with the current curriculum in half the time, so you have more time to learn AI mathematics. And then one more thing I'll say on this before I forget. Do you know that one thing I was thinking before our call? You know, in Nigeria, we have arts class, we have social science, you have math, you have a science class.
Geography, commercial.
Yes, Oga, in the age of AI, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Even art students need to understand the backbone of AI. Even art students need to understand further maths, because that's part of what powers AI.
Wow.
And I'm saying it, but then I'm going to back it up with this. AI can also break down concepts for you faster and better than almost anything else could. So that means those art students don't have excuse. Nobody has excuse for being bad at math anymore. The way you solve the problem is use AI, learn how to use AI, and then use it to learn the material along with a mentor or coach, which we are willing to supply to you as well.
Interesting. All right, let's talk about your other book. That's the Explore the World of Mathematics. That's from counting to calculus, along with history, philosophy of mathematics and science. I'm reading here that from PK to 12th grade. Wow. All the way.
Yep.
That's for the American system, because that they use pre-K and to 12th grade. 12th grade is the last grade before you go to college. College in this system means university, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I know for the English-speaking people, like in Nigeria, Ghana, and all that, college is like high school.
Yes.
So what's up with that book? Because I know you have written a lot of books.
Yes,
in the past, so many books. So are you now compressing them into one now, or what?
Yeah, so two things. One, your viewers are welcome to reach out. I'll give them my book, Tools for Mastering Mathematics, for free. That's my best summary of my work. If you just want to read one book, they should read Tools for Mastering Mathematics. And they can find, if they go to countingtocalculus.org, countingtocalculus.org, they can just reach out to us. We'll send them the book for free. Guys, I'm not hiding the recipe. We know the recipe for success in the AI revolution. It is mathematics, physics, chemistry, engineering, and computer science. Those are the keys. And so what I want to encourage everybody to do is that they need to make sure your children are receiving the highest quality of any of those subjects, because the next 10 to 15 years are heavy in, think of space tourism, quantum computing, artificial intelligence. All of them rest on those subjects I mentioned. What are you doing? What am I doing to make sure that we have all the students around us getting the strongest base? So this particular project you just talked about, exploring the world of mathematics, what we are doing is this. In the past, you would have a curriculum for your country. So let's say my Nigerian curriculum, your Ghanaian curriculum, South Africa has a curriculum. In the age of AI, there's only one curriculum. There's only one curriculum. And that curriculum is basically AI readiness and fluency in mathematics and machine learning. Everybody needs to know those things. So what I'm doing in this particular project is I'm actually unifying mathematics education globally. So by God's grace, this is going to be one of the only global math curriculums that has ever existed, in the sense that no matter where you live in the world, you grab this resource that we're putting together and you are set. You are set. Because remember, the world is going to have a lot more remote work situation. So somebody in Hong Kong is going to be working in cybersecurity for a company in Japan or somebody in America. So that's the world we're entering, parents.
It's a remote world.
It's a remote world. And this world we're entering, mediocrity is now illegal.
You
cannot be a mediocre. You cannot be a mediocre. You know what even happened before this call, just earlier today? Do you know that AI has now started deriving its own theories based on the data that it has been fed? So you know how people like Isaac Newton came up with their laws and blah, blah, blah. Now AI is trying to come up with its own laws of studying data of the world. My people, You are now competing with systems that are being trained.
Yeah.
And you are now going to come as a mediocre.
Trust me, I'm a beneficiary of it. Even though I've read a lot about AI, I never really started using it till about a month ago. And I can tell you, man, because I'm ancient and modern. I'm conservative, I'm modern, I'm still cultural and all that. But man, the world has moved on.
Moved. And it's moving fast. And can I just tell your viewers what one of the Nobel Prize winners says? His name is Demis Hassabis. He's in England, Google DeepMind, right? The guy who's the CEO of Google DeepMind. He said, this is now the era where it's not so much about what to learn, but it's about how to learn. Because in the past, you are worried about, have I learned enough for WAEC? I'm just gathering knowledge. I'm gathering knowledge for all these exams we take in Nigeria and so on. But do you know what matters now is how fast can you learn anything I tell you need to learn? See, you need to start teaching your children how to learn. So parents, the role of parents now in education is actually very critical because AI now has agentic systems. So your parents, you can guide your child and give them tools to better support their journey. In education, we call that scaffolding. So you need to give them tools for scaffolding. You can customize learning to your child's needs. Parents, it is crazy. So parents who are going to do a workshop, I'll tell Mr. Adebalogun when I'm ready, but come for the workshop because I want to make sure we can answer all your questions. Because I'm saying we need.
Where's the workshop taking place? Where's it taking
place? We're going to do it remotely, but then I'm going to do it in Houston as well. So I know that's one of our topics as well. But let's do a remote one in the next 3 to 4 weeks, please. Because Nigeria can carry first in this race. So
absolutely. We're very brilliant people. Nigerians, Ghanaians too are brilliant. Most people of African descent are brilliant, but the point is, from what you've been trying to do, you're changing the foundation, the approach to which kids are taught how to learn. You understand that it will be sheer stupidity on any parent's part now or anybody now growing up and ignoring AI. And I can attest to that. There's, in fact, we have not scratched the surface actually. No, we have not scratched. Yeah. So what's going on in Houston? What are you planning in Houston?
So in Houston, Texas, what we're going to do is that we're trying to build a pilot, which can then become a model across America. But part of the pilot we're trying to build is the current classrooms, especially if you go to school in America. Let me just give a plea to parents, especially if your children go to school in America. Look at the CEOs of top companies in AI. What do you notice about their math education? They didn't go to school in America.
That's true.
The worst place for any child.
I just put like 5 names in my head now, and they didn't go to school in America.
For those who don't know their names, the CEO of NVIDIA, which makes the chips for our computers, the company for accelerated computing, the company that makes the platform for NVIDIA is in Taiwan. And then you have the CEO of Google, he's from India. The CEO of Microsoft is from India. Guys, parents, this is Amos coming. Like, it's not even about you coming to only Amos's Counted Calculus Center. Let me just be heart-to-heart, parents. If your child goes to school and studies maths in America in the K-12 space, you are doing them a disservice if you are not supporting them with extra support. You cannot bank on the American maths K-12 system to give your child what they need. You cannot. And the reason why is because Americans, the way they treat maths, they are taking it slow and steady. And are you having fun? That is not what the AI leaders are doing. That's not what the people in their countries are doing.
The American system does not put pressure on the student.
No, it does not. And I know some people say that, but the system in China and Taiwan is too intense. But isn't there a middle ground? You see what I'm saying? Should we just remove all the pressure? Can't we have a middle ground?
People in Nigeria, for example, they should be able to adapt to the Taiwanese and the Chinese system because they're used to intensity,
Correct. So the children in Nigeria are actually better off in maths than the children in America. That's my point in the K-12 space. So if your child is in Nigeria, you're better off.
The Nigerian born, let's do it that way. The Nigerian born in America compared to the Nigerian born in Nigeria, the ones in Nigeria are better than the ones in America. Is that what you're saying?
100%. Parents, I've been teaching for 20 years in America. Amos is telling you, I'm begging, take your children. Here's your options. Number one, take them out of the classroom of maths in your school. That's number one. That's actually the best option. But let's just say you don't want to do that. Number two, add a lesson teacher for them. Even if they are the best in their class, they are local champions. That's my point. The best in a traditional classroom in America, you're a local champion. Does that make sense? Because the American system, do you guys know where America is in the world in mathematics education? Look at the data. You will want to cry. We are the worst, one of the worst industrialized countries in the world in math education.
Right now, yeah.
Right now. And so if your child is in a traditional classroom, they're not receiving enough.
Yeah,
remember in Nigeria.
But for America, all those Indians, Taiwanese, Iranians, and co, when they finish, get all the degrees, they're still coming back to America to make the money.
Oh no, of course. America knows how to make money. See, let me also be clear.
How to attract the best, yeah.
They know how to attract the best. But here's the thing: in the K-12 space, is a different story from the universities. In the universities, America. But here's the funny thing: what do you notice about a lot of the university professors in America who are in STEM fields?
They are not Americans.
A lot of them. Do you know? I never had a physical chemistry professor who was American.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. So my point is, in the university level is a different story. My point, parents, is in the K-12 space. Amos is. See, I'm working with students in Houston. I'm working with students online, and what I'm seeing them bring to me makes me want to cry.
Oh wow.
We are wasting the talent of our children in our schools. So what Amos is saying is that find yourself a center somewhere, which we are bringing one to Houston, God willing, where your child can receive the highest level of mathematics learning, higher than that of Taiwan and Singapore. Why is that important?
In person or virtual?
In person. We already have virtual. That one is already happening. But we want to bring one to Houston. And so over the next 3 to 4 weeks, those in Houston, please stay tuned. We want to bring one to the KT Sugarland area, but then hopefully we want to expand that to all the different dimensions of Houston. So imagine a center called Counting to Calculus and Beyond, and imagine it is spread across all of Texas. That is something that is coming, God willing. But then eventually we want to see it all across America. The reason why I'm driven to do this is because children's math potential is actually being wasted in broad daylight in America. Let me give you a practical example. Do you know that in some of the schools in Houston and so on and so forth, what your child learns in primary 4, the equivalent of primary 4, primary 5, primary 6, do you know that you can finish all that content in 1 year, in less than 1 year? But we repeat it over and over again. And that is just wasting the talent of the children.
The child can advance into other more serious things instead of
100%. Your child should be in Algebra 1 in 7th grade if they are lazy. If they are lazy, that's the caveat, right? And I'm sorry, I know some people on the call are saying, oh, my child has a learning disability and this and that. I understand if there's a learning disability, but if there's no learning disability, your child should be in Algebra 1 comfortably. But do you know that some people don't get to it till 9th grade in this country? Why?
Because of the way the curriculum is structured. They don't rush pressure,
Yep, but it's not serving them well because at the end of the day, guess what? Most of them still don't do well in maths later on.
Yeah, because they're not under pressure, and you don't have to be excellent to go to the next class or something like that.
Yep. So what we are doing is, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I said the mode of teaching, in the Western world, especially here, the way kids are taught is different from the way kids are taught in China, and Nigeria. I'm sure you went to Janikin, Federal Government College. I'm sure you did a lot of cramming.
Oh yes.
About modern biology.
Correct.
What's that physics book?
Okay,
modern that geography book. And you'd be shocked. Some of those things, like me, I still have them in my head.
Correct. And those things are a good foundation. That's a good base to build on. So this weekend, one of the things that was troubling me is that Taiwan, Singapore, South Korea, Japan, China, and Hong Kong, they've been top 6 for like 20 years in the world. And I said, what will it take? So literally, I was using Perplexity
Taiwan,
AI, looking at different things. Singapore, South Korea, Hong Kong, and Japan. So the same 6 countries. So I was doing research to understand why are they always top 6. And then Finland is actually next after them. So Finland, Netherlands, Estonia, and Poland, and Canada. Those are the next set of countries that are also very good. But the reason why I bring this up is because notice in all the lists, I didn't say America. And we can continue this list. We'll not get to America.
So there are even countries in Asia and Europe that are still ahead of America that you didn't.
They're still ahead, correct. So what I'm doing to parents is this. I'm bringing the excellence in math education in all those countries. I'm bringing it to your neighborhood. That's the point. Your children can now receive that. And Mr. Adebalogun, you know Mr. Amos. Amos is not, I don't go to look for trouble and so on. So, but when I say what I say about the state of education in America, when students are bringing me homework and I want to cry, you know that our system is failing them. And here's why I want to cry. I want to cry because number one is busy work. So that's the first problem with American math education. There's a lot of busy work. Like, why are you learning this thing now? Again, you did it last year, you did it the year before. Why are we doing this same thing now? You are just doing busy work. Number two, why did we promote you when you didn't know how to add fractions? I had a student reach out to me one time. Your foundation is not there, and they allowed him to the next level. Do you see what I'm getting at? Parents, please pay close attention with your two eyes to your child's math education, because math education is literally what will determine your child's future if they want to go into STEM education.
Interesting. Wow. I mean, I'm just. But you see, let me ask you this, okay? For elementary school parents, I mean, most people now, their kids are grown. I know some still have in middle school and all that. For those in elementary school, for their foundation, is that your catchment area, or you're looking at people from middle school and high school too?
So what we've done, by God's grace, is we've literally taken all of mathematics from counting to university level 3.
Okay.
And put it into one program. That's the heart of our program.
So the child can come in at any level?
At any level.
Okay.
And if you spend your time with us and you leave, you will actually leave more advanced than the students in Taiwan, China, Singapore, Japan, South Korea. Yes, if you use my program to the end, you actually graduate higher than all those countries.
Do you have the space? Do you have the space for all this? I mean, because I know Africans especially, they don't joke with education. Asians, Indians, because a lot of people listen to this, and by the time they flood your space, do you have space for them?
Well, our goal is to launch the pilot program over the next 2 to 3 months. And then literally, by God's grace, we have the handbook and we are already doing teacher training our goal is to train hundreds of teachers. Guess what? So that some of them will deploy and launch their franchise. This is a franchise. By the way, let me say this. If you are in a different state and you have the means and the people or a space and you want me to give you the handbook, connect with Mr. Adebalogun. Let's talk. Because what I'm describing is supposed to be deployed in all 50 states in America. So that means that we need to.
I'm a consultant now, right?
Yeah, a consultant. Yes. So this is actually a state of emergency, sir.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying, like this, it's a state of emergency because our schools are not preparing people enough to be ready for AI engineering. We need to now step in and solve that problem. And the way we solve it is by building our centers to teach mathematics. But here's what's different in our centers in the US. We'll also teach your children AI. We will teach your children mathematics for machine learning. So if you come to our center, your child will be better educated than anywhere that is educating children right now, for the most part. Here's why. Because we actually teach the hands-on AI stuff. Here's the point I want to make from this, because what I just said might sound a little heavy. So let me break it down. One of the people who is a leader in AI right now, his name is Andrew Ng. Andrew Ng. He's originally from Hong Kong, Singapore area. He's in America now. He started a program called Deep Learning, deeplearning.ai. He's out at Stanford University. He got his degree from MIT. Here's what's interesting about Andrew Ng. They were interviewing him today. 2 guys were interviewing him. The CEO of Snowflake and one of the guys in charge of agentic AI out in the West Coast. And they were asking him about preparation for school and stuff. And here's what he said. He says our schools are not catching up fast enough. That's what he said. When I heard that, I said we're in trouble. And he was talking of even our colleges. He said even our colleges are not adapting fast enough for the AI space. My people, by God's grace, we are adapting fast enough and we're ready to help your children to get ahead. If you learn AI, your children can start earning money as AI engineers at the age of 18. What are you waiting for now?
Oh, wow. Let me ask you this. Yeah, I know when you were growing up, there was very little technology. When I was growing up, there was no laptop, no laptop, no all those, no Yahoo, no Google and all that. Now, the availability of all those things have made learning easier and made students lazy.
That's correct.
Understand? So you really can't blame. So now, with the arrival of the AI revolution and what have you, do you think if AI had come earlier, maybe to your generation, do you think people have embraced it more? Do you think it would have been easier to adapt to than now?
I mean, I think the precaution thing is still going to be a challenge, almost no matter what the situation. I think that will be the case. People are a little nervous and this and that. I think we would have adapted with it pretty well. I think that in Africa right now, they're adapting fast. But here's what I was going to tell you, though, Mr. Adebalogun. Again, I'm about to tell parents another nugget. It has made people lazier, especially in America and other countries where they have constant electricity and so on. But here's what we need to realize. Do you know that Finland is one of the best in the world also in AI and so on? But you know they don't have homework in Finland.
Why? What do they do?
They don't do homework. But they are better. They're literally in the top 10 in the world in education.
Because everything is done in school. I mean, they
do it in school.
They do it in school. They don't bring it home.
Well, no. There's no homework. They actually don't have homework. They just do their learning in school and that's it. But here's why they are exceptional. Number one, their quality of teachers. Finland has teachers with master's degrees almost as the norm. They are very qualified. Number two, here's what's interesting. They make their students to love learning so that when they go home, just because there's no homework doesn't mean the student might not practice more. But why are they practicing more? Because they love it. The point is that you can also inspire your children to love learning and they do more. That's the other approach. See, that's because when I tell people about Taiwan and China, some people say, it's too much, it's too intense, the work they do, all of that. But the other way you can get your children to do a lot more is to teach them the importance of the material they're learning. Let them have a deep understanding and applications of what they're learning. That is what we also we teach at these centers that we're hoping to start across the US. We want students to come and learn how to, like, what is the history of prime numbers? What is the history of cybersecurity? What's the history of AI? Even AI, I'm working on a course right now called the 100 People That Have Changed the World of AI and That Are Changing the World. Right now, I want every one of my students, when they hear the name Feifei Li, when they hear the name Jensen Huang, when they hear the name Demis Hassabis, they should know who we are talking about and what their problems are that they're trying to solve. And maybe one of our own students can then solve the problem.
Interesting. You're just full of wonders, you know. I'm surprised.
Thank God.
I won't be surprised the Taiwanese or the Chinese to come grab you very soon. But we should keep you for Africa, you know. Yeah, I mean, I always tell you, don't just stay in America. America is good. You can help Africa from America and all that, you know.
Yes, sir.
I know what you want to launch in industry is going to be a success. We're going to do everything. We're already partners in progress. We have always been partners in progress. And I'm proud of you. I talk about you all the time, especially you and Ambima. Ambima should be here next week. He just Avias Law and Ambima also. He just launched a program, pirate.com. That's like a nothing antivirus, like Avance, you know. I mean, you know, in Nigeria and doing that kind of thing, you know.
Yes,
and you know what? I'm always proud of the two of you is that you're always coming back. You've been here like 8 times now, but for 8 different reasons. I think Abima has done like 5. You know, probably it's going to be 6th time, and you know, it's got patents, it's got this. So we like that. That's why we do what we do. Celebrate what is being done. You know, and we just want you guys to also make money from it. You know, that because the more money you make from it, so that I won't discourage people from going into it. There's a lot of money to be made. Also, you guys are leading the foundation. Yeah. You want to say something? Please go ahead.
Yes, let me just say a couple of things. I'm sorry I'm saying this later on, but by God's grace, maybe when you call me 2 months from now, I'll come back and give you the details. But I just want to mention let me just give some people something to think about. What you said about the laziness that comes with technology. Yes, that is a problem we're dealing with. But here's what we are noticing though. The parents in Africa who, you know, you don't have constant electricity sometimes, that can actually be an advantage sometimes because that means your children will go and read some books and stuff like that. I want to encourage parents to realize that the Singapore textbook that they use, the Singapore math textbook. So Singapore is number 1 in math education. Do you know 2 things interesting? Number 1, Singapore, my friend and one of my business partners is there. He actually says that if I give a proposal to Singapore, they actually are looking for ways to be better than they are. But they're number 1. Oh. Did you hear that? Yeah, they're already number 1, but they say, let's improve. Now, guys, calm down. That's number 1 for them. But number 2, do you know their textbooks are actually very similar to our textbooks in Nigeria? Our problem is not textbook. Our problem is now we need to not only have good textbooks, we need to make sure that parents understand how to support and nurture their talent of their children. That is also very key. In Singapore, they think of education almost like, and they said this about Taiwan too, almost like a national security issue, meaning that they are all dedicated. Their literacy rate in Taiwan is like 100%.
But it's leadership. Amos.
Oh yes,
It's
yes.
leader,
I am not
political
gonna lie.
leadership. Yeah.
It's
I
leadership.
mean, I'm
Singapore had
sure.
the guy young
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
This
they have leadership too. Yes, that
startup
helps.
and innovators, we don't talk politics. But if you come to state
Okay.
of the nation, we talk politics. And we've said
Maybe
it.
I should come there. Yeah,
Oh
let me
yeah,
come there
failure
one
of
day.
leadership.
Yes.
Thank you, Amos.
And
Go
then
ahead.
the last thing I was gonna say is, so now what we are doing then is in Nigeria. If I just say one more thing on the Nigeria side, we're working with these primary school students. We're training hundreds of teachers over the next few months because those teachers will now start teaching the American parents here that need that extra support. And then lastly, yes, virtually. And then also we are taking our GAP students who we talked to before. Remember, we talked about GAP students done with secondary school. And we've officially launched a startup society for them. So now they are building
we discussed
businesses.
that the last time.
Okay, yes, but now they are officially building businesses that we are actually getting investors for. And this has already started. So one of the businesses is going to be hiring people for us. So these parents in America, you can work with that business who will hire a tutor for your child and make sure that is a good fit. Does that make sense? So they're almost like a hiring agency. And this was started by the students in the gap year. And so I'm just excited to see how all of these things we're doing are coming together, because what we want to do by God's grace is we want Nigeria to export math talent, either in tutoring or in building AI models using the solid mathematics that they're learning out in Nigeria.
Fantastic. Amos Tarfa, Amos the maths guy, you know.
Thank you, sir.
I'm so proud of you. So it's a wrap there, you know. I mean, it's just too much of everything is bad. So let's just concise, straight to the point. You get it. All those books you've seen, you still, I mean, if you want more information, it will be in the chat box. And I'm sure in 2 months, 8 months, we'll be back. There's always something cooking, you know. So I'm sure we should get a date for your launching in Houston and environs. Yeah, we'll share with all our viewers. So it's going to be a wrap. Amos, thank you for coming. Thank you all our viewers, and have a fantastic Wednesday night. Bye. Take care.
Thank you.